Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a quick update video. Yeah, didn't cough, don't need to stop, don't need to start again. This time with sound, even though I'm less here. I'm going to start off by covering what was meant to be in that old video, which didn't really work. Yeah, you guys didn't get any audio, which is probably not the best thing for an update that was a still picture and audio explaining. So the first part of this is just going to be me saying what was in that update video. I'd started a new job, which I know I'd already told a few of you guys, with the intention that, well, it would be regular hours, which would mean I'd get my shifts a couple of weeks in advance. You know, I'd know when I was doing, I could stream. Yeah, I could let you guys know a week or two in advance of when the streams was going to be. You know, I could actually plan things instead of how it was for me, which was sort of more ad hoc because of how I was working. The first thing for them, that new job, which sort of caused problems, was low notice. It doesn't sound like much, but I wasn't getting notice of my shifts, basically. I could be finishing work on a Sunday at 6 or even 10 o'clock at night and not know what the next week's shifts starting Monday would be. That might even be me starting work on Monday. There was sort of like a rough guide of them, which the, for lack of a better word, line manager had sort of set up, but there was nothing confirmed. To the point where one of the times when I was working a Sunday, and then I checked, you know, fair enough, the official confirmed rotors hadn't came in, but I wasn't in on Monday. On the unofficial one, and I was like, well, it's Sunday, but they're not going to change Monday if... No, they did. And then I got a phone call saying, well, where are you? I'm like, as I left only a few hours ago. It seems like I wasn't in. But anyway, also the shifts in general, when I started it, I was expecting proper normal sort of shifts. Whereas what I seemed to be working was sort of every day I was in, which was at least... It was almost always 6 as a minimum days. Stupid. And it was, like, say, 12 till 6. So it's 1,200 hours to 1,800 hours. Which is a short shift, and I don't like short shifts. I do prefer getting all my hours in, like, early. You could guarantee every day I was in, I'd be working at least that. But then I'd also either be starting at 7 o'clock in the morning and going on till the 1800, 6 o'clock in the evening, or I'd be starting at the 12 and going on until 10 o'clock at night, 2200. I was having to do a lot more hours than what I was actually contracted to. Which wasn't a problem, it was money, it was fine, but just looking at them times, and you guys know that I already work around other people's schedules in my recording space, and the moving into the room which I now record in, sort of like sets an unsociable hours thing of, say, I was cutting streams off at 10 o'clock, and I tended not to really start even going into the room where I record, not even just being like quiet until like 9 o'clock. Oh, brilliant. I didn't go out of Skype. Steam. Tristan, if you're watching this video, that was you. Damn you. Screw this. I'm doing this in one take. I'll be cutting things out in post, but hopefully I'll get rid of most of the coughs. So it meant if I was working late, then 10 o'clock, obviously I wasn't coming back and working with that. Even if I finished at 6, a stream was 4 hours long. That's how I've always worked it. So if I could have teleported straight back and started streaming as I finished, I would have been able to just fit one in. And as for in the morning, even if I was to assume, again, I could teleport straight, like say finish a stream at 12, I was starting at 8, which I would say is not unsociable hours, but yeah, I could have maybe done that. So the streams while I was working, it was only ever going to be on days off, which I wasn't getting as many as I should have. And it was only that meant that I was probably going to have to step down and just do more YouTube work and, smaller recording sessions, which I really didn't like. Probably also made worse, by the way, by the fact that I did walk in and out of work. So it was an hour in and out of work, so the teleporting wasn't a thing. Obviously, I can't teleport. The teleporting wasn't a thing. Now, there was something else covered in that old video, which was I had problems when I upgraded to Windows 10. For a while, things seemed to work fine. And then some certain programs which I require to work, like my virtual audio cables, so I can route the audio back, because you know that I record in all separate audio channels. You have a desktop audio, my mic, like for instance in this video there's 2 mics capturing me, running a test, but obviously I needed that setup working. For those of you who watched the Better Hitler stream, which will be going live on the channel hopefully very soon, you'll know that that's why that stream was sort of done, because my normal recording setup was just gone. So I had to fumble, I bodged something together and made that. Now, I'd upgraded my mum's, my sister's, my nana's, my dad's, about 3 different friends' computers all to Windows 10 with no problem. Mine, no, certain programs just decided they didn't want to work anymore after the upgrade, and like, oh fine, I'll do a clean install. And yeah, I tried it, and it didn't want to work. That's sort of where the old video... Actually, that's a little bit after the old video. The clean install was... I mentioned in the old video that I was going to be doing it, but it didn't work. And with work being as it was, I wasn't getting to the computer to work on it, and... just... That's why it sat for ages. Why I didn't even actually originally reply to the comments on the video with no audio, because my main computer was down and I just didn't have... this computer actually sat idle for over a month off, which is unbelievable to me. Now, that's basically covered what was in the old video, so now you're up to date to what was ages ago. The first thing that I should probably cover from like the more now-ish update is the fact that I am sick. The doctors just give me atypical chest infection. Very vague catch-all thing. Not completely sure. First things first, I'm not dying. I was off work sick from it. I am off work sick from it. In fact, this is the longest I've managed to talk for quite a long while. And I've had to take breaks. If you could probably actually guess where the cuts are, because I had to take breaks in this recording. I've tried not cutting I'm going to try cutting as little as possible. But yeah, you can probably even hear from the sound of my voice, I'm not completely the same. This is... What the hell noise was that? Oh, that was Steam on my phone. So not only is it content, but Tristan, not only are you content making my computer beep, you made my phone beep during this. Basically, the only problem is the more I talk, the more I laugh, the more whatever I am, the more I'm coughing. And I was getting to the point where I was coughing, and then suddenly it was like someone had punched me. My head was ringing, body was shaking. That's what made me originally go to the doctor. But yeah, because I was watching Archer on Netflix, and suddenly it was telling me, "Are you still there?" I'm like, "I've only just put this on. How long was I out?" But I am getting better. I'm a lot better than what I was. I don't know if it's partly just because I haven't been doing anything, but we'll leave it at that. So for the sick, I'm not dying. I just can't really talk long enough to do episodes. I've had to take breaks in this already. Obviously, low motivation. Also, I'm probably getting less air in or something, but it's been affecting my concentration, and that's been making, as a lot of you know, I'm dyslexic. I tend to get around it just by reading things multiple times, which is why I'm bad at reading things on stream, and 9 times out of 10 your comments, I read them and get them wrong. Like in the Twitch chat. That's been a lot harder. Just getting the reading thing, so that's for being sick. I'm not dying. I'm gonna get better, and I was actually hoping that by now I'd already be better, but one last thing to cover with the being sick. My employer decided that me sending in sick notes didn't matter, that they're just going to let me go. So I wasn't paid either. I was officially off sick and I've got the sick notes, but sorting that out through like the job centre, the benefits people in the UK now, so that's... Technically, I'm unemployed again. So I'd have all this time in the world to record and I can't. It's not fair. Yeah, that second mic is not going to be picking up very well because I'm going to be coughing straight into it. But yeah, that's the nature of being sick. I would love to give you guys a time frame to when I'll be back and all normal. Fortunately, I can't. So I guess the next step is the current computer problems, which I've been trying to keep you guys up to date with on Twitter. Well, when I realised that I couldn't record and stuff, and I was going stir crazy, I had to do something. I thought, well, I'll start working on trying to fix the computer. Installing Windows was a joke. To get Windows 10 on, I had to take my 8 disk, which was bought legitimately, install that, put all the updates on, update it to 8.1, put all the updates on, update it to 10. And something in that process was just going wrong and it wasn't working. And I would find out like halfway through installing everything else on the computer afterwards, which was just annoying as hell. Eventually I found another way around it. I was able to make a Windows 10 disk, legitimate one, using my Windows 8 product code, which by default they don't work. I wish I still had the link, but yeah, there's some random place in Microsoft, Microsoft site which I finally found it, because I tried using, there was a download thing to do installs. That didn't work, but in there was an option to burn it off as an ISO, and that worked, and it just made my disk with my code in, and I'm like, oh, brilliant. Wait, isn't this now a perfect pirate disk anyone could use? But made by Microsoft? Yes, but then it's only the one code, not a blocked thing, so eventually they'd twig. Well, they very quickly they'd twig. But yeah. Once I thought I got that sorted, with using that other disk, the SSD with Windows on just refused to boot. The boot section of the disk wasn't readable, so it didn't boot. I've traced that problem to the SATA leads and the power connections and stuff in general. The case that I bought, it's all nicely cable tidied, it all ran nice, and oh yes, it looks all nice. Yeah, but it means that the wires are sort of like stretched and it was bent in funny ways, and basically it hasn't done the wires any good. While I was trying to sort that out, I cut myself on the inside of the case because there's no sodding room. In fact, I think I've got this set up right. Yes, make this layer visible. No, not that layer visible. No, go away. We'll have a new layer. There we go. When you've got a computer... That's a bit of a wrong shape. Say that was the side of my computer. Right. Here's the motherboard. Here was the power supply. Here was the graphics card, which overran a little bit more than the motherboard. And then you had your CD drive and hard drives here. That's all fine, but when you was trying to get leads into... let's change colour. When you was trying to get leads into this, or into here, or here... or here, there just wasn't any room. And because it was all cable tied away, I ended up having to undo all of that. But I found a solution for the lack of room. I'll have to remember to do this in post, but yeah, I attacked a spare case that I had in the house, ripped it completely apart, so it's basically just a bare shell and a thing that holds the, like this. Now, this bit in my case is completely empty, my original case, and the wires run out the back and into another case. God, that looks terrible on the test card. But yeah. So now there's two cases next to each other with the wires and stuff. That's how I fixed that. I don't made room. But it's installed, it seems to be working. If this works well, and if you start seeing some of the other content coming live, then you'll know that it is working. If it's something goes wrong, I'll keep trying to keep people up to date on Twitter and Facebook. But yeah. One of the only things that I haven't been able to sort out is there was 2 hard drives which was in RAID 0. One of them, while I was still dealing with the dodgy leads, I'd reinstalled the computer, reactivated all the hard drives, I showed them it was all there, but it didn't see the second one in the striping. So it just, instead of saying, well, this is a striped hard drive, it's not got its pair, if you bring it into the computer now, you're going to lose everything. It just did that anyway. So I've lost a lot of data, so the save games and stuff, I think I've lost. I'm going to try and save them, see if I can find them anywhere else. I've had so many different systems set up for saving them up, but I don't think I had because upgrade to Windows 10. Before all of that. So I don't know if them systems were set up, but I'll try and find them. I'll try and get the old Let's Plays back. And then there's just been days waiting for parts. I think that's the current computer problem's gone. But I think, as of doing this video, that the current computer problems are done with. At least to a point where I could actually start doing things. So let's see, going forward, this video is the first in a test of a new microphone. You guys know that I use the Samsung CO1U, the Pro version now because my old one died and I bought a new one. But I'm also trying a $1 mic from China, which is plugged into a $2 external sound cardy thing, which also gives a headphone socket. Why am I trying this? Because the easiest way to make a microphone better is to get it close. Okay, that was me attempting to talk properly again. Me getting the microphone closer to you, and the microphone has been moving further and further away so I can see the monitor, and I think that might have been part of the reason why my audio quality hasn't been as good. So I thought if I did a quick test with a $1 mic, then if it was anywhere near acceptable, then maybe spending 10-20 quid, which is still less than the big microphone that I got on a sort of more professional microphone. It's a tie clip one, so it's brought closer to you and it's smaller and it's out of the way. Then that would be justified, but it was worth a try. I'm going to try and put out the content that I know I have recorded. There's still some Factorio Charm U and the A Better Hitler. I'm going to try and get them out as soon as that I can. We'll be having to start new Let's Plays if I can't get back the save games and things from the previous ones. I would like your guys' opinions on what you'd like to see. I'm expecting to do a Factorio, a CK2, probably an EU4. But I think the ones that I'm going to be doing as Let's Plays, I still make that distinction, Let's Plays and streams, even though they all go on the same channel. I don't believe they're going to be daily content anymore. They might be, but I think I might do instead is set a day, and you guys will know the day that I record this particular Let's Play. And maybe give myself a few days grace period on that. Say that either through Monday or Tuesdays when I would record this Let's Play type thing, in case something came up or I couldn't get on a particular day. But then being that the idea is I'd sit down and record that, and that content would then be spread out equally over the week until the last possible point to cover where and I would be recording and getting the next week's ready. So not guaranteed daily, but also it would mean you'd know like hard points when I got a new recording session, the one that I was thinking of doing it in first, and the idea came about, was with Factorio. That way I could say, I asked you a question in the first recording session of a day, and know that for the next recording session that you guys have been able to reply. So like the naming things and stuff like that. It's an attempt to standardise, because I'm going to have to. I've been also, it's obviously not been able to get onto the computer. I thought, well, is there anything else I could be doing towards the channel which I wanted to do? I've been looking at doing the how to mod things again, and the game tutorials. There's a particular, well, actually it's a mod that I want to do a tutorial for Factorio, which I haven't even ever used, but I thought it'd be a good start. Oh my head. But yeah, I was looking at writing scripts and doing it for that, but then I realised that without actually my main computer to sit on and be like, oh, yo, this is how you do this, that, and the other, without being able to like just walk myself through the steps while writing it, it was pointless. So we've got some progress towards them. But hopefully, the how to mod tutorials and stuff will be coming back. I think I've just about covered it, and this is about the same length as the last update video. So I've managed to get the last update video and this one in this, hopefully. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will hopefully have sound. So hopefully have sound. Thankfully, I haven't laughed all that much in this. I'm not too bad. In fact, by the time I've cut this down, it's probably going to be only under 25 minutes, which, yeah, I know I'm not trying to cut much, but actually that's freaking chunks. But I'm looking at the time of the recording, and it's a fair bit longer than that, but I know that there won't be that many cuts in numbers, but it's going to cut the length of this recording down a hell of a lot. Yeah, I think that just about covers everything. Oh, no, one more thing. I have also been looking into the site, but I think I'm too... ambitious in what I've been trying to do with that site. So instead, I'm going to make extra efforts to engage in social media. You may have noticed that I've been tweeting more, which has been going after the Facebook. Now that I can actually sit at my computer, I'll be able to actually check them as well more often. I've been having to use programs to send the tweet off, because I hate the Twitter app. I hate the Facebook app on phones, so... but I should be able to be sitting down at the computer and actually checking. In fact, I'm logging in now. Have I got any notifications from the tweets that gone up? 5. Well, I need to go back and read them. Yeah, well, I'll be doing that sort of nowish. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for watching, but unfortunately I'm going to have to say goodbye. Goodbye.